Welcome back to another episode of Out of Bounds. This is episode 24, and today I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to surviving 2021, because I feel like we all need that. Let's roll that intro. Okay, I'll be honest. I'm using a new software to record my audio because for whatever reason, I was using GarageBand, and then for whatever reason, it decided to send my audio levels through the roof. And so, I mean, you could tell when I was doing episode 22, when I was taking the shots and everything, that my levels were just through the roof. And then every time you could hear it peaking, and it was just like annoying, like very, very annoying and very loud. And so I'm using Audition now, which is like the Adobe version of GarageBand. And so I don't have the music playing. So I don't know. I guessed my intro. I did the song in my head. Hopefully I did it right. Let's see. We'll see my musical timing once I get the editing. I feel like you know, but I don't know yet. But I will know soon enough. But anyways, welcome back. I always say that twice. Why do I say that twice? I don't know. It feels right. My name's Danell Leyva. I'm your host. This is Out of Bounds. This is episode 24, as I said. And 2021 has started off with the wrong kind of bang. You know, it's not started off very ideal, if you will. And so I came up with some tips and tricks to hopefully help you survive 2021. So here we go. Tip number 1, wear a mask. Still got to do it. Still a thing. Wow. Incredible. Who'd have thought, right? Who'd have thought? Wear a mask. It's not that hard. It's really not. Hey, by the way, if you don't want to wear it for yourself, if you think you're not going to get sick, if you think you're not, like a human being, for whatever reason, still wear a mask for people around you. What a concept. Thinking about who's around you. Why not, right? Why not? Wear a mask. Tip number 1. Tip number 2. Tend to those plants that you bought. Remember those plants you bought in 2020 because you were going to, spruce up your apartment and or house? Maybe water them every now and again. If they're still alive. If they're not, bury them. Make a little eulogy for them and bury those plants. And maybe think about buying a cactus or something instead, or a succulent. Buy some succulents. That way you don't really have to water them as often. Why not? But if you have plants and you haven't tended to them for a while, maybe tend to them. That was a really good crack. Sorry. Also, tip number 3. Maybe finish one of those many projects that you picked up during 2020, during the quarantine in 2020. Why not? It's been, we're in the new year. Let's try again. Let's just go for it. Actually finish one of them. Not all of them. Don't have to do all of them. Finish one of them. Painting, right? A lot of you probably took up painting. Maybe finish a painting. You know what I mean? Gardening, again. Plants. Yeah, definitely tend to those plants. Maybe check your garden. Woodwork. Maybe you picked up woodworking to do gardening. Maybe you were building like a little gardening box, but the gardening box is not done. So maybe do that. Huh? That's a good idea. Tip number 4, stop baking sourdough bread. For so long on my feed, all I saw was sourdough bread. That's all I saw. That's the only thing. But I'm sure it tasted bad also because it didn't look great. I will say there were some of you that made some really good looking stuff. And speaking about my last tip about woodworking and stuff, I actually know somebody who has become incredible at woodworking. But like most of us, not really. But for baking, Yeah, just bake anything else at all. Anything else. You could do like cookies or brownies or maybe banana bread. Just stop baking sourdough bread. Think about it. Just think about it. This is a good one. Tip number 5, avoid inciting a white supremacist insurrection. And avoid inciting a riot while being the president of the United States. Listen, I know that one's hard, but like we could try. Yeah. So like just avoid inciting a riot. Avoid inciting a group of white supremacists to storm the Capitol. Also, tip number 6 or 7, whatever. Don't go storm the Capitol. You might end up on the no-fly list. You might get investigated by the FBI. You can avoid that altogether. All you have to do is just not storm the Capitol. Very simple. So simple. Also, don't be a white supremacist. That's also pretty simple. Actually, no, that one's hard. But still, I believe in you. Just don't do it. Tip number 7. Maybe we should, and I only say this because of the reaction that happened with the storm of the Capitol thing and how lenient, security was for it. But maybe we should revisit storming Area 51 because I want to see some aliens. Okay? We've seen confirmed UFO sightings and stuff now. The government have been like, you know what? It's an alien, but I want to see one. Actually, you know what? Scratch that one because of the no-fly list thing and also the FBI investigation. Scratch that one. Don't pretend I never said that at all because I might get put on the FBI list. So hard pass on that one. Also, don't be an Olympic swimmer, storm the Capitol, and then wear your Olympic jacket. Whoa! That one's a. Whew. What kind of a person goes to the Olympics and then wears their Olympic jacket to storm the Capitol? I mean, again, what did you expect with a name like Cleat? His first name is Cleat, like the shoe, but it's spelled so wrong. Klete. Cleat. What kind of a name is Cleat, man? Cleat Keller. You absolute idiot. I don't get it, man. I don't get what the thought process was for this guy who was I think he went to 2 Olympics. He was successful at the Olympics. I'm pretty sure he won a gold medal. I'm pretty sure he won at least 1 gold medal. And he was a swimmer. He was one of the events at the Olympics that is literally one of the most watched. Did you think people weren't going to know who you were? And if so, you wore your jacket. Were you trying to be a patriot by wearing the Olympic jacket? You idiot. Oh my God. His name was Cleat. Cleat Keller. Also, wash your hands. Tip number 8, wash your hands. Or 9, whatever. Don't forget to wash your hands. Very important. But why are we vacuuming right now? I had to stop recording. Tip number, I don't even know. I'm so out of it right now. It's gone. It's all gone. I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm saying. You know? What was the last tip? What did I say? Wash your hands? Probably. Did I say wear a mask? I feel like that was the first thing I said. Was it the first thing I said? Just in case, though, tip number 11, wear a mask. Again. Cover your mouth, cover your nose, and don't take it off until you get home. Did that rhyme? Just in case. Bars. Tip number 12. If you happen to have a lot of people following you on Twitter, and then with the whole movement of a bunch of basically fascist people and accounts being removed from social media, period, maybe don't announce it. Maybe check yourself. Because maybe, here's the thing, I'm not saying you're a fascist, but you do fascist adjacent things. Because maybe that's why you got a lot of fascist followers. And maybe that's why you got blocked. And if you did, probably can't even see this, which, awesome. You know, wouldn't even want you here in the first place. Genuinely. In fact, if anybody that watches my videos still supports Trump, please leave. Please leave. Here's the thing. I've been doing this new thing. It's really great. Where if somebody at this point still tries to excuse anything that Orange Cheese Puff does or has said, or anything that, like, for example, in the last video, I got like 2 comments or 3 comments talking about how Trump didn't incite a riot, and or he didn't say that, you know, let's march to the Capitol, even though almost verbatim he did. But instead of me engaging with them and trying to explain anything to them and being like, hey, listen, maybe you should check your sources. Maybe you should actually check the tapes. Maybe you should see what this man actually said. I literally, all I did was delete and block. It's so easy and it feels so good. Tip number 13, delete and block the shit that bothers you. It's fucking feels so good. If you have anybody who is a bigot or a fascist or a racist or a sexist or a homophobe or a transphobe or any of those things that you would not like to associate yourself with, just block and delete. It's so easy. It feels so good. Tip number 14, remember to save money. 2020 was a real tough year. 2021 has been real tough 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it's been. So save that money. Be like Lil Dicky. No copyright. Not even going to sing it, nothing. Don't want any copyright things to happen. But you know what I mean. You know. Fucking Cleat. What kind of a name is Cleat? Who names their child after a shoe? They thought they were clever by switching the spelling around. Klete. You named your kid after a shoe. Come on, man. Fucking Cowboy Boot Jones. Tip number 14. I saw this video. At first, I didn't even want to see the video because my friend sent me a link to. She sent me a link that said, drunk couple tries dirty dancing moves, snaps neck instead. Jesus Christ. And I didn't want to watch the video because I thought she genuinely snapped her neck. She didn't at all. She just bruised it. Apparently, thanks to being a little tipsy, it made her fall, softer because she was probably more relaxed. She genuinely scorpions so hard. And so here's the tip. It's a 2-part tip, okay? Well, no. No. I'm not going to do a 2-part tip. I want more content. I'm going to do 2 different tips. 1, learn how to do a forward roll. Take an adult class at your nearest gymnastics gym. Ask them, I want you to teach me 2 things. 1, how to do a proper forward roll. 2, how to do a handstand into a forward roll. Here's the reason why. This fall was so bad because of the lack of awareness that this person had in the air. And this is not a unique fall. This happens so often. I see so many people who could have avoided such a bad fall, and all they had to do was just roll. They just had to roll out of it. So go to your local gym, say, excuse me, I would like to learn a forward roll and a handstand forward roll because just in case I fall, I want to learn how to roll out of it. Very simple. That's tip number 15. Tip number 16. Don't do the dirty dancing move. Don't do it. This person was a dance teacher. She was a dance teacher. Here, let me say this instead. Don't do the dirty dancing move if you're drunk. Avoid it altogether, completely. It's not going to be a good idea. I can promise you it won't be a good idea. This person was a dance teacher, which means she was a dancer, which means she definitely knew how to do this move properly. Now, her husband and or spouse, whatever, the partner, the person who lifted her, definitely was not a dancer. If you watch the video, you can see right when he lifts her, he struggles a bit, and then he overcompensates and lifts her. He just like that. And just she scorpions. Here, you know what? I'm gonna draw something and make it cartoony so you can see the picture that I saw of the moment when she fell on her neck. That way, it could look abstract enough where you won't be like, ugh, but also you'll be able to understand where I'm coming from. Okay? It looks like this. Or this. Whatever side it's on. This is what it looks like. Here, I'm going to move. That's what it looks like. Disgusting. So, tip number, what was it, 15? 16? Whatever it was. Don't do it. Don't do it. Learn how to dance properly. Learn how to do a forward roll and a handstand forward roll. Learn where you are in the air. If you're drunk, just avoid it altogether. Honestly, it's not worth a broken neck. Oh, dear Lord. Learn how to do the move if you want to do the move. Fine. Don't do it when you're drunk. Don't do it with somebody who doesn't actually know how to dance and or lift and or be a proper partner. It is so important. You can avoid a trip to the hospital. And if, you know what I mean? Just like, Moving on. Tip number 17. Continue to support this podcast. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. Your boy is trying to avoid ever doing a real job ever again. Okay? I want to be successful enough in this podcast where this is my form of income. I have a pretty decent amount of followers so far for literally just starting, but we need some more watch hours, so continue to support this podcast. Send it to people. Send it to everybody. By the way, we're not done yet. I'm just reminding you to hit that like button and the subscribe if you're not already subscribed. For sure do that right now. I'll wait. Thank you. But continue to support this podcast because it helps a lot. It really does. And I love doing this podcast. This is a lot of fun. Tip number 17. Write down your tips before you try and go on a podcast. I don't know. I got distracted. Here's the thing. It's been a lot. It's been a lot happening, not just with everything that's been happening around the world, but it's been a lot happening in my life. So I'm trying to figure some stuff out. So I just, wow, that's loud. Wow, that's so annoying. Tip number 18, don't do that to your car. What was I saying? What was I talking about? Tip number, whatever it is, maybe drink less wine for dinner. Maybe this is a very specific call out and you know who you are. Maybe don't substitute your dinner for popcorn and wine. Because it sounds so healthy, but it's really not. You could do so much better. But yeah, for everyone else, definitely drink wine. Wine's great. Wine's awesome. Maybe less though. Maybe? Okay, now I'm done. Can't think of anything else. Support your local businesses. Support black businesses. Trump got impeached twice, so, pretty happy about that. First, you know what? He did make history. He was the first ever president to be impeached twice. So, yeah, I'm out. Next week, we're going to talk about something. I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll have a guest on. I feel like that's probably a good move. I'll have a guest on, and we'll talk about whatever. Like, comment, and subscribe to this video. If you're not already subscribed, please do that. Share this video for sure. Turn on that notification bell. Check out my Patreon page. I'll put the link in the description. Tell the people around you that you love them. Greet them. Say hi to them. They probably miss you. So reach out to them. See you next week.